this country has one saving grace. You know what that saving grace is? We have the Spirit of the Almighty God, and we have the new National Party, sisters and brothers. We are here so people know that the NNP is there in the slips waiting because they're edging the ball every day, sisters and brothers. So what we want to tell people is simply this: we must mobilize and get ready for delivering and helping our country to be rescued. We have to do this, sisters and brothers, because this government can fall at any time. That's a fact. Because when sometime next year or so, when the economy, and because the CBI program will not be able to function as before, given the problems that it will face, and because they have no plan for economic development in this country, you're going to see a lot of problems facing our land. And anything can happen, sisters and brothers. But Ebola this evening talked a little bit about registering. Sisters and brothers, don't take this for granted. I am telling you tonight that one of the reasons we lost the last general election is because we took a lot for granted. We did not do our work because we are accustomed winning and we believe we're going to win. So the basic work that we are supposed to do, we did not do it. I always say about life, anytime something happened to you wrong in life, look at yourself first before you look at the other person. So the NNP made mistakes, and as captain, I have to take responsibility like every other member in the party and every other soldiers of the new National Party. So we have to correct this, mean that we have to be vigilant with the voters list. We have to start the work on the voters list, sisters and brothers. Because if they attempt to bring in people from outside to force them and you to make sure they could win an election because they're in the sky every minute, they have no time for Grenadians. It means that they have a plan. I look at the parliamentary office and I see the budget in the parliamentary office. Has it been increased by millions of dollars? And we don't have an election coming. At least we don't know we have an election coming. So the question I ask, what is all that money for? No wonder they didn't want us in the finance committee. Because if they came in the finance committee, I would have asked some serious questions. What is all this money for? So they refused because they knew I could not come to the finance committee on the 13th. They knew that. Because it was public knowledge that I had a certain date that I must keep. So they put it exactly date. And the ignorance of the Prime Minister, when asked about that, he said the opposition leader don't have to be there. Could you imagine this? It's not a constitutional matter that he must be there. It is not always the constitution, it's the practice, the principle, the transparency, the good governance, showing that you want people to be together. You say you're having 50th anniversary celebration, we must unite. These words are just hollow words. How are we going to unite when you're victimizing all our supporters? How are you going to unite when you're preventing the representative of St. Mark's to be part of the finance committee meeting and you're saying they don't have to come? How are we going to unite when you're taking the people's money and giving 1 or 2 men to build houses and to pay debt? How are we going to unite when you're taking $150 from a poor man who could hardly walk, who might be in bed, needing the money? You take it from him and you're flying like a plane all over the place.
Right Along Live.